Hello and welcome to my presentation of our field study, Bright Light Interventions for Students' Stress. My name is Benjamin Stampfer. I'm part of the team Clinical Psychology 1 at the University of Innsbruck. Our project was funded by the Austrian Research Promotion Agency FFG and was carried out with the cooperation partner Badenbach. We registered the study in clinicaltrials.gov. Please follow the depicted web address for a detailed description of our study. Now I want to give you a short overview about the purpose of our study. Why are we interested in bright light interventions and why students stress? Increased stress levels are a significant problem for many students. Further, offering an effective and economic treatment for stress-related symptoms is a huge challenge. Bright light therapy is an effective treatment for many mental disorders, such as the seasonal affective disorder, but also for non-seasonal depression, both unipolar as well as bipolar depression. Bright light therapy may also help against stress-related disorders. So the special feature of this study is the usage of a research prototype with a large light emitting area providing light intensities for light therapy. Our study is a randomized controlled field study which consists of two different light conditions, a very bright white light, the intervention, and a strongly dimmed reddish light without any effects, the placebo light. I will give you more informations about the two conditions on slide 5. But first, I want to give you some information about the underlying properties of an effective light therapy. Light therapy shows its effects through a certain illuminance level over a certain time period. Studies report the best effects of light therapy when the exposure with an illuminance level of 10,000 lux lasts at least for 30 minutes, or an illuminance level for 5,000 lux for 1 hour, or a light exposure for 2 hours with 2,500 lux. Also, the timing of light exposure is crucial. Bright light therapy shows its best effects when applied in the morning immediately after awakening. But also in the afternoon, a bright light exposure enhances alertness levels, comparable to a coffee break. But at night time, exposures with very bright light will cause sleep problems and disruptions of the circadian rhythm. Also, the spectral content of the light stimulus may contribute to the non-visual effects of light. For instance, Meesters and colleagues have observed that low-intensity blue-enriched light with 750 lux and 17,000 Kelvin has a therapeutic effect comparable to bright light with 10,000 lux and 5,000 Kelvin in treating seasonal affective disorders. But in general, so far studies show poor evidence for the spectrum. Classically, bright light therapy is delivered through light boxes. Now I want to show you different types of applying light therapy with different sizes of light-emitting surface areas. The smallest devices are light therapy glasses, for example the Luminet 3. Here the LEDs are located on a distance of 2 centimeters from the eyes, so they are very close. A next device I want to show you is a medical product from Philips. You may use this device on a distance between 15 to 50 centimeters to your eyes, where you will receive illuminances between 10,000 lux and 2,500 lux, depending on the distance. The third device is our luminaire. I will give you more details on the next slide. Here you see a light cabin. It enables a light exposure across the full field of view. And in Sweden there do also exist light therapy rooms in public healthcare centers to treat seasonal affective disorders. In general, in the northern latitudes, such as Sweden or Norway, they also use light therapy rooms or very bright rooms at school. Here, some device characteristics of our luminaire. In total, our round luminaire weighs 15 kilograms and has a diameter of 95 centimeters. The luminaire uses LEDs as a light source and has an energy consumption of 0.16 kilowatt per hour. The color temperature can vary between 2200 to 5300 Kelvin. While using the intervention, the study participants receive 5000 lux at the eye level with a color temperature of 5300 Kelvin while sitting at the distance of 50 centimeters to the luminaire. While using the placebo light, again at the distance of 50 centimeters, the participants receive only 400 lux with a color temperature of 2200 Kelvin. While using the intervention light, the central area emits a luminance of 4640 candela per square meters. The melanopic equivalent daylight illuminance from the intervention light is 3088 lux. And with this figure, I want to present you the relative spectral power distribution curve of the bright light intervention measured with the photospectrometer MAVOSPEC base. For the present study, we included highly stressed students which are preparing for a big exam over a period of several weeks. We included students with high values on exam anxiety and with seasonal affective disorders, but we excluded students with suicidal ideation, severe eye diseases, and start or change in antidepressant or anxiolytic medication. Data collection takes place over 2 winter periods from October 2020 till March 2022. Participants get exposed to either the intervention or the placebo light for 1 hour each morning immediately after awakening for 3 weeks. So far, our sample consists of 26 subjects. In total, we plan to include 100 subjects. The mean age of the participants was about 23 years. 18 participants were women and 8 men. So far, we included 11 law students, 9 medical students, and 6 pharmacy students. We chose those fields of study due to their big exams with more than 10 ECTS. What are our hypotheses? Compared to the placebo intervention, we hypothesize that a bright light intervention will reduce students' subjective and physiological stress parameters, will improve their mood, cognitive functions, and sleep parameters, and will stabilize their circadian activity rhythm. To measure the subjective stress parameters, we use a smartphone-based ecological momentary assessment, EMA. For the measurement of the physiological stress parameters, the hair cortisol levels, we used the enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay method, ELISA. To measure mood levels, we also used EMA. For sleep, we used both EMA and actimetry by means of the small clock-like device Actigraph WGT3XBT. The participants wore the Actigraph for 3 weeks, day and night, constantly. Actimetry was also used for the measurement of the circadian activity rhythm. And to measure cognitive functions, we used a web-based task switching test, the number letter task. On this slide, I want to give you a short overview of our comprehensive study protocol. First, we are interested whether the bright light intervention compared to the placebo light has any effects on the parameters mood, stress, sleep, and cognitive functions after 3 weeks of light exposure. For this purpose, the participants answered a larger test battery before and after the 3 weeks of light exposure. Second, we want to investigate whether the parameters mood, stress and sleep change in the daily course. And third, whether there are immediate effects of the bright light intervention on mood, anxiety, cognitive functions and asthenopic complaints. On the next 4 slides, I want to show you some preliminary results. I would like to start with the perceived stress questionnaire, which was conducted every evening from Monday till Friday by the study participants. This questionnaire consists of 4 subscales presenting different stress parameters. I want to show you the results of the 2 subscales, demands and worries. The subscales range from 0 to 100. 0 means that participants perceived no stress at all, while a value of 100 means participants perceived very high stress levels. The blue line in the depicted figure shows the mean values of the intervention light. The orange line shows the mean values of the placebo light condition over the course of 15 days. Although it seems that both conditions differ at the first measurement time points, statistical analysis revealed no statistically significant differences at the first measurement time point. Our analysis revealed that there is a significant interaction effect of day and condition. Compared to the dimmed reddish light, an exposure with bright light reduces the perceived demands in the daily course significantly. Also for the subscale worries, there are no significant differences between the 2 conditions at the first measurement time point. Our results show a tendency for worries to be reduced by the bright light intervention in the daily course, always compared to the dimmed reddish light. Moreover, there is a significant main effect. Worries decrease in the daily course significantly, independent from the condition. Here you see one result of the actimetry measurements, the interdaily stability. It ranges from 0 to 1. A value of 0 indicates a lower stability in the circadian rhythm activity, while a value of 1 indicates a high stability in the circadian rhythm activity. Our results show a significant main effect for condition. Contrary to our expectations, the participants in the placebo group show a higher circadian rhythm stability. This figure shows the mean values of the 3 weeks for each individual item of the asthenopic complaints for the 2 conditions. Again, the blue bars indicate the mean values of the intervention light, and the orange bars indicate the mean values of the placebo light condition. For each item, the scales range from 1 to 6. 1 means no asthenopic complaints were perceived, while a value of 6 would indicate a very high perception of asthenopic complaints. You see, 9 out of 10 items were not significant. The results show a higher glare perception under the bright light condition. The difference of the mean values between the 2 conditions, however, is very small. Contrary to our expectations, the results show a trend for the placebo light to cause more dizziness when comparing it with the intervention light. So far, in our field study, there is inconclusive evidence for beneficial effects of light exposure on stressed students. More data is needed for answering our hypothesis. Therefore, we plan to include 100 subjects. But both light conditions were well tolerated. Please see slide 15 for the references. And if you have any questions, please send me an email. Thank you.